74% of all recreational boating deaths happen to people with zero formal training. When novices hit the water, they tend to buy the exact same vessels, with catastrophic results. Here are the 10 most dangerous boats for first-time buyers. Number 10. Hobie Mirage Pro Angler 14. At first glance, a pedal kayak seems like the perfect low-risk entry into boating. But fully rigged, the Mirage Pro Angler weighs an immense 144 pounds. Because of its wide beam and apparent stability, first-timers confidently take this heavy vessel straight into coastal ocean waters, severely underestimating the environment. The real danger reveals itself the moment the kayak is overturned by an unpredictable ocean swell. Once upside down, the sheer weight of the hull and the attached pedal drive make it nearly impossible for a novice to self-rescue or flip the craft upright while treading water. Exhaustion sets in quickly, turning a simple fishing trip into a life-threatening emergency. Number 9. Mastercraft ProStar 190. This direct-drive ski boat is a highly specialized tool engineered with an incredibly low freeboard. That means the distance from the waterline to the top of the deck is absolutely minimal, a design choice meant to keep wakes flat for professional water skiing. The problem arises when beginners buy them on the used market and take these vessels onto large, choppy public lakes. They treat them like standard family runabouts, ignoring the structural limitations. When a heavy storm rolls in or a massive cabin cruiser passes by, the low deck provides zero defense against oncoming waves. The lack of clearance leads to rapid swamping, causing the boat to take on water and sink before the novice driver can react. Number 8. Sea-Doo Switch. Introduced in 2022, this jet-powered pontoon features a unique handlebar steering system instead of a traditional wheel. For a first-time buyer, grasping a set of handlebars creates a dangerous psychological trap, providing a false sense of security akin to riding a nimble jet ski. But basic physics dictates a much different reality. A 20-foot pontoon carries vastly more mass and forward momentum than a lightweight personal watercraft. When a beginner encounters a sudden obstacle, they naturally try to flick the handlebars to dodge it, expecting an instant, tight turn. Instead, they severely misjudge the boat's massive momentum, rendering their evasive maneuvers useless and causing the heavy pontoon to slide directly into high-impact crashes. Number 7. Boston Whaler 130 Super Sport. For decades, the manufacturer has heavily marketed its proprietary foam-filled hull design as completely unsinkable. While structurally true, this marketing angle creates a lethal overconfidence in first-time buyers. Convinced that their boat is invincible, novices will confidently take this tiny 13-foot vessel far out into dangerous offshore swells and highly turbulent inlets. They push the boat well beyond its intended physical limits. The harsh reality is that while the foam core guarantees the hull will not sink to the bottom of the ocean, it absolutely will capsize. When struck by a steep wave, the boat violently rolls over, immediately ejecting unprepared passengers into deadly rip currents and exposing them to severe hypothermia. Number 6. Tracker Grizzly 1648 John Boat. The flat-bottom aluminum design of a classic John boat creates a deceptive illusion of safety. Tied up to a dock, it feels perfectly stable to step into. However, the hull has absolutely zero deadrise, meaning there is no sharp angle to cut through actual waves on open water. According to 2022 United States Coast Guard data, open motor boats just like this account for an astonishing 47% of all recreational boating fatalities. The trigger event is almost always identical. A beginner takes the boat into open water. A single unexpected wake rolls past from a larger vessel, and a passenger instinctively stands up to keep their balance. That sudden shift in weight instantly flips the flat-bottomed vessel. Number 5. Yamaha AR210 Jet Boat. Between the 2020 and 2023 model years, these incredibly popular vessels harbor a massive learning curve known as the off-throttle steering trap. Unlike traditional propeller boats, jet boats completely lack a rudder beneath the hull. They rely entirely on the thrust of the water jet to change direction. When a beginner driver approaches a marina too fast or panics near another boat, their fundamental instinctual reaction is to immediately cut the engine power to slow down. But cutting the thrust instantly eliminates all steering capability. The driver is left turning a completely useless steering wheel while the boat glides forward on its original trajectory, resulting in catastrophic collisions directly into docks and pilings. Number 4. Cigarette 38 Top Gun. This high-performance offshore vessel is an absolute missile on the water, capable of reaching terrifying speeds well over 90 miles per hour. Wealthy first-time buyers often purchase these offshore racers for the prestige, completely lacking the advanced hydrodynamic skill required to pilot them safely. At extreme speeds, the hull lifts out of the water and balances on a tiny sliver of fiberglass, leading to a dangerous physical phenomenon known as China walking. The boat begins rocking violently from side to side. A novice driver does not have the highly tuned muscle memory required to counter-steer and correct this instability. Failure to instantly manage a chine walk leads to the boat hooking into the water, resulting in violent high-speed ejections. Number 3. MacGregor 26. As a unique hybrid motor sailor, this vessel demands double the nautical knowledge, requiring operators to seamlessly switch between the mechanics of a powerboat and a sailboat. To remain upright while the sails are deployed, the boat relies on a crucial, operator-controlled water ballast system. Inexperienced owners frequently misunderstand this complex mechanism and fail to properly fill the ballast tanks before raising the sails, leaving the boat completely top-heavy. The consequences of this oversight are devastating. In a highly documented and tragic 2002 incident on Lake Champlain, a mismanaged ballast system led to a sudden and catastrophic capsize in windy conditions. The severe lack of stability trapped passengers below deck, ultimately resulting in the deaths of 2 young children. Number 2. Sun Tracker Party Barge 20 DLX. Pontoons are heavily marketed as the ultimate beginner vessel, causing first-timers to treat them like floating living rooms. Novice captains routinely invite large groups of friends on board and fatally overload the front deck with too many passengers. This creates a severe forward weight distribution. When navigating choppy conditions or crossing another boat's wake, the heavy nose of the pontoon cannot rise over the water. Instead, it digs directly into an oncoming wave, a terrifying event known as submarining. The front deck instantly floods with thousands of pounds of rushing water, forcefully sweeping passengers overboard and directly under the metal hull. This exact scenario heavily contributed to the disproportionate rise in pontoon fatalities seen in the 2022 Coast Guard data. Number 1. Bayliner 175 Bowrider. The ultimate irony of the boating world is that the single most common entry-level boat on the market is also the deadliest. The open seating area at the very front of the hull makes it highly attractive for families, but according to the Boat US Foundation, it is the most dangerous seat on the water. Beginners frequently drive these lightweight runabouts far too fast over wakes and rough, turbulent water. When the boat inevitably stuffs its nose into a steep wave, the resulting sudden deceleration is incredibly violent. It acts exactly like a catapult, launching the unbelted front seat passengers directly over the bow and straight into the path of the spinning propeller before the driver can even touch the throttle. It is a sobering reality that in 2022, 85% of all boating drowning victims were not wearing life jackets. Subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments what boat you are considering for your first purchase.